This is doomed for the SNES. If you wanted to play a scary game, look no further. With its terrifyingly bad frame rate and vomit-inducing pixelated objects, this is the game for you. With that out of the way, this game is actually quite impressive for an SNES game, but it wasn't meant to be. Let's start with some good. The music in this game is actually better than the 32X version, which is quite surprising. In addition, the SNES controller is far superior for this game compared to the free-button Genesis controller. No A+ start to change weapons. Other than that, the 32X version is by far a better game. The game firstly plays in a letterbox mode, which helps with rendering. Also surprisingly, there are textures in the game which I didn't expect, so not bad. But the FPS is just horrible and it probably averages under 10 for most games. These factors have an effect on gameplay itself. The low color gradient made some dark areas basically pitch black. I had to press the start button to even see where I was going. The low textures means that enemies are barely visible, so you end up running around, getting hit, and not knowing where the bullets are coming from. The low and variable frame rates makes reacting to things way too difficult. What I mean by this is that when you're turning yourself and the frame rate suddenly drops, you often turn more than you would like to, and it's the same thing with moving. So you often have to get stuck walking in the walls when you're meant to go into the hall, and you have to be extra careful around ledges or else you might fall. One thing I wanted to add was that I really struggled to play this game, not only because of the controls, but the low resolution and frame rate per hour made me nauseous. I've never experienced this playing games. Some people say that under 20 frames per second is considered unplayable. I think it depends on the game and personal preference. A game like Star Fox, which has a low FPS, was designed for it. This game, on the other hand, requires higher FPS because sometimes you need to react quickly to changing circumstances. So I think this game is just barely even playable and not really enjoyable. It is a cool tech demo, and that's pretty much it. 4 out of 10.